All right. So I am leaving my office early today to get some things that I needed to get done, completed. Um, so it's about 12 o'clock, and I'm testing out my new 72 millimeter +1 diopter. I think this is the one that will work the best from the distance that I am at, where I found that I was too close to the standard focal length for the Ace Pro 2, the Insta360 Ace Pro 2, where I was slightly out of focus. And I tried multiple versions or strengths of the diopters, on 52 millimeter. And what I decided to do is upgrade to the 72 millimeter with a ring that a step-up ring that allowed me to take my 52 millimeter connector and step it up to 72. And the reason I did that was to get rid of the barrel distortion, or well, I call it barrel distortion, but it's really kind of the way the diopters are made. The stronger they are, the more it's noticeable. So this one might not have been noticeable even at 52, but I went ahead and just got a whole new set. And basically what you're doing by doing this is using the center of the diopter much more, and then the edges. The edges are actually probably not even in the frame. And so that helps with the distortion that the edges of the lens makes. So this is just a test. I'm driving home. I wanted to get a quick test in, kind of as a follow-up to my original video that I made concerning the Ace Pro 2 and its close focusing. And I know there's a lot of these videos out there, but I wanted to test a 72 millimeter. This is at 2x, by the way. So I have the camera set to 2x zoom, and it's supposed to be lossless. And I believe it is lossless. I mean, it is definitely 4K, but I think you see a little bit more of the noise whenever you do it this way. So while it's still true 4K, I think you're seeing more of the noise because you're propped in on it, so to speak. And I think you're using a single pixel instead of the quad pixels, or vice versa. I really can't remember, but of the sensor itself. So there are some differences. I'm going to pull it out to 1x here in just a minute, just to show it what it would look like on 1x. But I think this is going to be better than no diopter at all. Also, one thing I don't know if it's going to be of interest or not, but I had one of the newest Ace Pro 2s that have the new kind of the more, what do you call it? The octagon shaped lens covers that came with the newer versions in the United States. I believe that's because of a lawsuit. I'm not sure who the lawsuit was from. Wouldn't shock me if the lawsuit actually came from Moment lenses that fit like the iPhones and things, are shaped exactly like the one that comes with the older versions of the Ace Pro 2s, or the ones that are European models. Anyway, this one is I ordered it from AliExpress so I could get the old style. I couldn't find it in the United States, so I ordered it and got it within a week. So I put that on here, and that's what I'm using. So I can use the step-up ring and filter holder, and it works out really well. I had also purchased a UV version of the same thing that actually completely replaced the lens that came with the camera. So you could literally take the bayonet lens off and put the screw on the UV lens. So that worked originally, but I recently just got the this new the one that's the Leica version. At least it has Leica branding on it. So anyway, that's what I'm testing this on. This is in not in pure video. This is standard video mode. I'm kind of hoping that I don't get a whole lot of vibration. It's definitely vibrating. And I've got the whole Explorer Pro kit on here, so it does tend to throw off the balance a bit and gives it a lot more vibration when it's in the car. If I was smart before I would have started this, I'd have taken the grip off and just put the camera directly on my mount here. I'm going to figure something out, though, because I don't like having to take things on and off. That's the whole purpose. And the same thing with this lens. I basically just unscrew the 72 millimeter lens, and the step-up ring is left on there without a cover, and that's how I take that on and off whenever I'm shooting. I shot a little bit of video at a park here that's doing a light show in Fort Worth, Texas, last weekend, and the footage came out really nice. But I had planned a different. I brought this camera with me just to kind of test it a little bit, but I ended up using my X5 360 camera because I had just upgraded to their newest firmware, which basically does a lot of the same things that the new firmware for the Ace Pro 2 did. And the 360 footage came out really good. I haven't edited it yet, but I looked at it, and I mean, this is a walk through a botanic garden and Japanese garden that was pitch black except for the lighting that they had. And in some cases, it was extremely dark, but it had some ambient, light from the displays and things. And I was really impressed with how good it came out. I shot it in pure video mode on the X5, and I'm going to put that up as a separate video just so you can see how it looks. And it's kind of a test of, I didn't use the new mode, the Insta360 mode, Insta360 2.0, I believe is what they call it. I didn't use that because I didn't want to be the center of attention on that video. This was more of a, let's show what's in the display. And I was very impressed. So I think you guys will be too. I'll definitely get that posted. But right now, I'm just really curious to see how this is going to look clarity-wise based upon this +1 diopter. So I'm going to move it to 1x, so this is not zoomed. And we'll see how this works out. It is so wide, and I know some people like this and look kind of like it, but I just feel like I'm a little too far away in the car. And I'm trying to kind of get a happy medium. And I think the 2X is almost a little too close, and I think the 1X is a little too far away. And I don't like using the in-between zoom because honestly, I need to look at it, but you're not using the straight crop of the sensor whenever you're doing like a 1.5, something like that. When you do that, I think you're taking a crop of the 1.x view instead of doing a in-sensor crop like you do when you actually go to 2.0. So I don't know if that would be much of a degradation or not. In my mind, it would be, but all things need to be tested, I suppose. Got so many videos left to create prior to Christmas. I've gotten a lot of new products in to test and make reviews of, and it's just tough to get all this stuff edited. I'm kind of shooting almost every day, something like this, and whatever I happen to be doing at the time, if I'm able to edit something while doing something else, I do that. And so some things are out of order as I've received them. I did put something up last night, was another stand for photography. It's more of a light stand, but it's a portable travel light stand that was really cool. I hope you had a chance to look at it. It's just it's a typical light stand, but the way that it folds up, the height that you get out of it, and how far it breaks down, and how well it's made was really, really cool. And I can totally see using this in travel because it's light will hold everything you need for the most part, and it'll fit inside a standard carry-on suitcase that it folds down to 20 inches, so it'll go inside a standard 22-inch suitcase carry-on with no problem, and it's not adding a bunch of weight if you do need to check it, so you're not having to deal with that problem as well. I know when I travel in the past, I typically carry a regular size tripod, and it'll fit in my full-size suitcase that I check, but it's heavy. Even the carbon fiber one is heavy because I've got a pretty good size ball head on it that's not that's not carbon fiber, and it's heavy. It's heavy as the whole tripod. So this thing was cool. I'm kind of all over the place, but if you want to listen to all this, that's great, and I appreciate it. But if you haven't seen that video and you might be in the market for something lightweight, travel friendly, that would be something to look at. It's also probably a pretty good gift to give a photographer friend of yours or a family member. So anyway, I'm curious to see how the diopter looks here. I'm going to quit talking now and say goodbye, and I appreciate you looking and watching. And please, I hate doing this because it's so cliche, but I could use some more subscribers and definitely watch time. My subscribers are going up, which is I'm very happy about. Watch time has gone up, but I need the watch time to go up quite a bit more. And a lot of these videos that I do tend to be, short reviews or unboxings, or a combination of the two. And those don't lend themselves to be very long videos, so my watch time is not commensurate with my subscriber count. So I'm hoping to get more full length, a little longer informational videos out there as well. It's like these vlogs. Anyway, thanks again. Talk to you later.